Before we get started, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell button because that way you can get notifications of my new videos. First, we're going to need some worsted weight yarn. Is it worsted weight or worsted? Whatever. A pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and a 5mm hook. Now that we have all the supplies ready, go grab the pattern from my website and follow along. First, we're going to start with a chain 2. Now for row number 1, we're going to do 1 double crochet in that first chain. So that chain 2 that you just did, that's going to count as a double crochet. So in essence, you're going to have 2 double crochets. And we're finishing off row number 1 with a chain 2. And then we're going to turn. Now for row 2, we're going to double crochet in the first stitch, therefore making 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the last stitch. And we're going to end it with a chain 2. Now for row number 3, we're going to do 1 double crochet in that first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then in the last stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. Then we're going to end out row number 3 with a chain 2. Now moving on to row number 4, we're going to do the same thing. 1 double crochet in that first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then in the last stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. Now end out row number 4 with a chain 2. Now turn. Now for row number 5, we're going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 6 stitches, and in the last stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. If it looks like a triangle at this point, that means you're doing good. Now end row 5 with a chain 2. Now turn. And for row number 6, we've been working in that first stitch there. Now we're going to be working in this second stitch here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it evenly. So we're going to double crochet evenly to the end, and you should have 10 stitches at this point. So yeah, there won't be any increases in this row. In the chain 2 that you do at the end of the row, you are counting that as the first double crochet. So we do not chain at the end of row number 6. We're just going to yarn over and turn. So we yarn over, insert our hook in the second stitch there, yarn over, pull it underneath 2. We're going to yarn over again, insert our hook in the third stitch, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull it underneath the first 2 there, and then we're going to yarn over and pull it through the remaining 3 loops on a hook, and you have a double crochet decrease. Next, we're going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Okay, now that we're down to our last 2 stitches, we have one right here and we have one right here. And so what you're going to do is, I'm going to slow this down. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull it underneath the first 2. Yarn over again, insert your hook in the next stitch. And then pull up a loop. Now you have 4 on the hook. Yarn over, pull underneath the first 2, and then yarn over, and then pull underneath the remaining 3. And that's how you have a double crochet decrease. So for the end of row number 7, we're not going to chain, we're just going to turn. And then we're kind of repeating row number 7. We're going to be skipping that first stitch, and then the second stitch and the third stitch we're going to do a double crochet decrease. Next we're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now we have our 2 stitches left here, a 1 and 2. We're going to do that double crochet decrease in those last 2. For row number 8, we had just did 4 stitches in essence. We double crochet decrease until we have 4 stitches left. Now at the end of row number 8, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to turn. Now for row 9 through 11, we're going to be even double crochet. So with the chain 2, that counts as 1, and then we're going to skip the first stitch, and then we're going to work in the remaining stitches, and you should have 4 double crochets. Now this is what it should look like now. I put a stitch marker at this row here because that just lets me know what row that is. I know that that's row number 11. So when I'm starting to count these rows to make sure I have enough rows, I have that stitch marker that says, oh, that's row number 11. And then as a result, I don't have to count all the rows. So for rows 12 through 21, you're basically going to be doing the same thing for all those rows. You're going to be increasing the beginning of the row and increasing at the end of the row. So from this point, all you have to do is just follow the pattern. So after you've done your rows 12 through 21, this is what the piece should look like. After you've done all your increases at the beginning of the row and increases at the end of the row, this is what it should look like. Now for rows 22 through 32, we are going to be even single crochet, which is basically chain 2 at the beginning of the row and skipping that first stitch, and just evenly double crocheting across the row. And you're going to do that from row 22 to 32. At the end of row number 32, this is what it should look like. Now for rows 33 through 39, this is the part where we're going to start decreasing. Even though we're just matching the other side of the scarf, you would think just do everything backwards, right? Wrong. I found that the decreases that I was doing, for some reason, they were coming out tighter than I wanted them to be. So what I'm going to do is I changed it up a little bit to make these decrease rows not so tight. So make sure you have your pattern close by, because this is going to get dicey and it's going to get dangerous. So follow along. You would notice if you have your pattern ready that at the end of row number 20 or 32, we ended with a chain 1 and not a chain 2. So we end with a chain 1 and then we turn. So for row number 33, what we're going to do is we're skipping that first stitch there, and then we're going to start with 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Then we do our double crochet decrease. Then for the rest of the row, we're going to evenly double crochet until we have 3 stitches left. Once we have 3 stitches left, what we're going to do is in the first 2 stitches, we're going to do our double crochet decrease. And then in the last stitch, we're going to do our double crochet. So this decrease row that I'm doing here, it makes it so that the material lays a little bit better. It lays flatter. The decrease is more relaxed and not so tight. Ending row number 33 with a chain 1, you turn. Now for rows number 34 through 38, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did in row number 33. Basically, we're doing a double crochet at the beginning of the row and then doing your double crochet decrease. And then at the end of the row, you're going to do a double crochet decrease and then end with a double crochet. So you're going to follow the pattern from this point. When you arrive at the end of row number 38, it should start to look like this, where the bottom part right here is starting to match up with this top part right here. So that's good. Now ending row number 38 with a chain 1, we turn. For row number 39, we're going to be skipping that first stitch, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, then do our double crochet decrease, And now we have 2 stitches left at the end of this row. Just double crochet in those last 2 stitches. So at the end of row number 39, we should have 4 stitches there. Since we have those 4 stitches, for rows number 40 through 43, what we're going to do is we're just going to be doing an even double crochet. So chain 2 and turn, and then start doing your even double crochet. So now we're at the end of row number 43, and as you can see here, I decided to move my stitch marker up so I know that these rows are 40 through 43. So I know that that is row 40 that I'm marking there. So I wouldn't have to keep counting these rows. So now it's starting to look even on each side. So for rows 44 through 46, we're going to be doing the same thing. All we're going to be doing is increasing, where we do 2 double crochets at the beginning of the row and 2 double crochets at the end of the row. So just follow the pattern from this point to increase. We're going to end row number 46 with a chain 2, and we're going to turn. And then for row number 47, what we're going to do is you're going to do an even double crochet, and you already know how to do that. You don't go in the first stitch, you go in the second stitch, and you just evenly double crochet through that row. So we're ending row number 47 with a chain 1, and then we're going to turn. And then we're going to be doing for this row number 48 is the double crochet decrease. We're going to start with a double crochet at the beginning of the row, and then we're going to do our double crochet decrease, and then we're going to do our double crochet in between that until we have 3 stitches left. And once we get to those 3 stitches, we're going to do double crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches that are left, and then in the last stitch we're going to do a double crochet. So we ended row 48 with a chain 1, and we turned already. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip that first stitch, and we're going to double crochet in that next one. Next, we're going to do a double crochet decrease twice. So we're going to do it the first time here, and then we're going to do it again. And you arrived at the end of row number 49, and you should have 3 stitches left. Now we're going to end row number 49 with a chain 1, and then we're going to turn. And then for row number 50, we're going to skip that first stitch, and then we are going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in the last stitch. And then you arrive at the end of row number 50, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn. And then for row 51, we are going to do a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now we're going to end row number 51 with a chain 1, and then we're going to turn. Now for row 52, we're going to skip the first stitch, and then we're going to just single crochet in the last stitch, and then you're done. Now you can cut your yarn and sew in the ends. And you're all done. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And thank you for watching. Bye!